What's up everyone, it's your boy NR2003, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome to the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And we are here to qualify for 2025 birthday bash tomorrow night. But here today, we will do qualifying, and I've not done this in multiple years at this point. And it's going to be interesting on how this plays out, maybe testing the waters for something of next year. We just have to wait and see on how this goes, but this is of course one of the longest running special events on the channel. It's a little bit cheesy, but celebrating my birthday 23 here tomorrow, and this is the 6th annual birthday bash, and we have 42 drivers, some of the best on the channel, with a few drivers making the first start here tomorrow. And it's gonna be fun to see what ends up happening here today. How this will work out is we will have two 21 car groups, and each group will have 10 minutes to qualify here, and the fastest 5 from each group will move on to the fast 10, and the fast 10 will be single car qualification, similar to what Alex does, but I expanded on it. Instead of 5 minutes is 10, and instead of 6 cars is 10. So, and the main reason why I did this was because it's Indianapolis, and this track can be notorious on track position, even though last year's winner started 26th. So, we'll see what ends up happening. The group order will be on the screen, and probably already has been. But 10 minutes on tap, and let's go ahead and get group number 1 underway and introduce everyone to the 2025 birthday bash competitors. Here we go, group number 1 for the 2025 birthday bash qualifications. And basically how I decided on the groups is that, for example, Travis Crampton is car number 1 in the roster, so he's in group number 1, and then Eli Bright is car number 2 in the roster, so he is the first car in group number 2, and then so on and so forth. Obviously you saw the lineup already at the start of the video, and after 10 minutes time, it will be the top 5 fastest in qualifying. We'll move on to the fast 10 shootout, and the first car to go out onto the racetrack will be the Season 2 Krispy Kreme National Series champion of Eric Monaco in the number 4. And we'll see of what happens here in qualifying, because this track is a high-speed racetrack, but you have to slow down a lot in the corners, so I think it could be a mix of groups that make it, and then I think it could be maybe a few cars that just get a little bit of a draft and just mostly does it by themselves. But Eric Monaco in the number 4. Very experienced driver, and amazing on how he does in the birthday bash. We got a very strong lineup of drivers here for the birthday bash and for the Autos and Morenas 500 this weekend. And one of them is Ryan Durrani, 2-time owner winner this season in the JBL Cup Series, and trying to get a race win as a driver. He had a very strong season in the Krispy Kreme National Series so far. I'm looking to keep that up this weekend at Talladega and in the birthday bash. Number 6 Kenneth Miller has had an up and down season in both series, but he's in number 6 for the birthday bash, and decided what he can do in a equal lanes special event. Number 25 Angel Gutierrez. He's had a solid season in the National Series. Not the best, not the worst, but with some momentum here in the birthday bash. Number 14, Avery Alford, has had a very consistent season in the National Series in the number 27. Had a good one last week at Northwestboro, and that crazy race that was. The number 8 of Nicholas Samdio, he's made that number famous on AG the channel for multiple reasons. But Mr. Edge has had a very solid start to this channel. Multi-time ARCA winner, had a very consistent season so far in the JBL Cup Series. And I'm looking forward to what he can do, potentially, in the birthday bash. One of the new drivers, Eric Alpha, in number 21. One of the new drivers on the channel, and we've seen it before. These new drivers tend to do really well in these special events. Travis Crampton, in number 1, he has a Autism Awareness 500 win to his name, but he does not have a birthday bash win, so trying to get another special event on his bucket list and trying to get his second out of the 3 on the channel. Chris Jericho in the number 19, owner of Legacy Motor Club and the JBL Cup Series. Been a up and down, mostly down season unfortunately for Legacy Motor Club this season in the Cup Series, but he's had a very strong season as a driver. Top 3, might be second in the points in the Krispy Kreme National Series, and he's up there with Logan Williams in the National Series for the regular season title. Right behind him is the number 23 of Anthony Hernandez, who won at Daytona earlier in the year in February in the National Series. Tanner Pullen, one of my drivers in the World Cup Series, and former Season 1 ARCA champ. And glad to see him back in both of the special events this weekend. In the number 97, Jack Haas in the number 77, owner of Sam Hunt Racing and the Krispy Kreme National Series, and 2311 Racing in the Cup Series. Number 43, Alexander Wall, driving in both series, and he just had a okay start to the season. He's starting to get some momentum rolling in the Cup Series, but he's been one of the top guys so far in the National Series, top 5, top 10 in points all season long. Over there, Bucky Campbell, one of the new drivers in the 28, Warren Kennington in the 17. The 45, that is Dave Dixon, drove for Jack Haas in the Daytona 500 and made it into the field. And of course drives for Jack Haas in the Redline Oil Cup Series. The 32, who's currently on top of the board right now, is Carson Miller in the number 32. Has had a very, very strong season in the Redline Oil Cup Series. Currently is the point leader, and I'm looking forward to what he can do here in the birthday bash. 30 of Joe Rutkowski, very strong season last year in the Cup Series, but not really a good start to this year. He's starting to get some momentum in Cup. And then the 55 of Andrew Miller, the 40 of last season's winner of Dan Matthews, started 26-1, so maybe you don't really need to qualify that well, but we'll see if that is the case. Ace Racer, one of the new drivers as well. And I believe that is everybody. And right now it is number 32 of Carson Miller with a 49.388. Currently fastest in qualifying in group number 1. Jack Haas is in second, 49.5 flat. Third is Ron Kennington, 49.508. Fourth is the number 11 of Ryan Duwani with a 49.562. And then fifth right now is, oh, never mind, it was Tanner Pullen, but now Sam Dio just bumped out the number 97 of Tanner Pullen, and now Sam Dio is in with a 49.527. I think he got the draft off of Avery Alford a little bit, and that helped him. And now Sam Dio is in, but he just got bumped up as the 17 of Kennington. As you know, that no. The 32 is still on top. And then Jack Haas, Kennington, and then the 8, and then the 11 of Duwani. But it's very, very close. Duwani is only 4 1,000ths of a second faster than Tanner Pullen right now. That is the difference of making it in and making it out. And of course, for anyone that does not make it into the Fast 10, they will start 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and so on in the race here tomorrow. Here in Group 1, you will start either 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th, 19th, so on. And then Group 2, if you don't make it to the Fast 10, you will start 12th, 14th, 16th, 18th, and 20th, and so on. But right now, it's looking pretty good, and there is some Tyler here, and I think that might be affecting these guys late into this session. But I'm not excited for this one. This is one of the longer special events on the channel, and really We've done the same 3-4 years at this point. The Patrol, Safe and Shroud, Ultimate Winners 500, and then of course the Birthday Bash. The 6th annual Birthday Bash here tomorrow. And I believe we've had a different one every time in this event. Tampon going back on the racetrack. He's going to try to pick up just a smidge. He only has to go 5/1000ths of a second faster to get inside the top 5. If he doesn't, he's still going to be starting 11th, and that's a really good spot. You want to be on the inside lane here at the Brickyard. The outside lane is a no-go besides turn 4 sometimes, but we'll see what Tampon can do. He doesn't really have any help. He might have help from the 55 if he can time this right. Gonna stick with the 97 of Tampon because I think he's the main competitor right now at making it into the top 5 for the Fast 10 shootout. And looks like he might be getting a little bit of a draft from Miller here. Let's see if it really pays off. It's still Carlos Miller, Jack Haas, Juan Connington, Nicholas Samadillo, and Ryan Durrani in the top 5. And we'll advance to the Fast 10 shootout. And let's see the first lap for the 97 is going to be slower. So not as fast as I necessarily thought, and I don't know if he's gonna really get the draft from Leon Miller here. He's close, but he's not close enough to get the draft, so I don't think it's gonna be a Fast 10 shootout appearance for Tampon. But I do think it will be a solid starting position in the 11th position. Dylan Matthews, last year's winner, right now is gonna have to do it from about the same spot. I believe that's gonna be the 25th spot for Dylan Matthews, maybe 23rd, 25th, something like that. So might just do a repeat of last year and barely win from 25th or 26th. Gonna have a couple more resets, and I think that's gonna do it. Same deal, stole it from Tampon, and Tampon was not able to do anything about it. We got this pack here, and they're probably just doing some drafting for tomorrow. But it will be Carson Miller, Jack Haas, Ron Kennington, Nico Samadillo, and Ryan Durrani that will advance into the Fast 10 shootout from group number 1. And some very strong names right there on this channel. And I'm excited on how they can do coming up in the Fast 10 shootout. But we still have group number 2. But those will be the 5 Tampons not going to be able to make it. And that is going to do it here in group number 1. And the Birthday Bash qualifications, Carson Miller with a whole second faster, a whole 10th of a second faster, is in. Jack Haas, Warren Kennington, Nicholas Samadillo, Ryan Durrani, the top 5. Tampon will start 11th. David Dixon will start 13th. Bucky Campbell will start 15th. Chris Jericho will start 17th. Andrew Miller will start 19th. Anthony Hernandez will start 21st. Ace Racer will start 23rd. Dan Matthews will start 25th. One spot better than last year, but on the inside lane. Wachowski will start 27th. Kenneth Miller will start 29th. Travis Crampton will start 31st. Not a great one for him if he wants to get a second special event win. Dave Radford will start 33rd. Alexander will start 35th. Andrew Gutierrez will start 37th. Eric Monaco will start 39th. And then Eric Alpha will start in 41st for the Birthday Bash here tomorrow. That's group number 1. Now let's get to group number 2 and meet the second half of the drivers competing in this year's Birthday Bash. And let's see if who joins Miller, Haas, Kennington, Samadillo, and Durrani in the Fast 10 shootout. And welcome back to Group 2 qualifying for the 2025 Birthday Bash. And now it's time to meet the second half of the field. And, oh boy. Starting off here with now tied, as now tied for the all-time wins list, with the most wins, with himself and Juan Garcia both with 13 wins. And we'll see on how things will shake out this weekend, if that ended up changing here in this one. In any of the races, we have 4 races, and I do believe that Watson and Garcia are in 3 out of the 4. And I think Garcia might be in all 4. I'm not entirely sure on that. But first one out in the number 36 is Local Dawn in this beautiful purple M&M's machine. And Local has had a fantastic start in the JBL Cup Series this season, and trying to keep it up here in the Birthday Bash, and of course top 5 once again here in group number 2. We'll move on to the Fast 10 Shootout. The number 44 is Philip Torres, one of the newer drivers, but has competed this year in the Krispy Kreme National Series. And we'll see what he can do in the Birthday Bash in this number 44 machine. Number 41, how about this for a returning face? Season 5. No, I was right. Season 4 JBL Cup Series champion of Dale Hamill. Last race in, I believe, the Richard was safe and shootout last year, and then of course was in the Season 5 JBL Cup Series. And this is going to be his first start on the season in anything on the channel. Great to see Dale Hamill back in number 41. There's Ben Watson, of course, already touched on him. Now it's in a tie with himself and Juan Garcia for all-time wins list. Number 99 of Jordan Stout, and he's been on a roll this year. Won the Daytona 500 in the JBL Cup Series. Recently won at Darlington in the Krispy Kreme National Series. And wouldn't this be something if he can win the Birthday Bash here tomorrow as well? And I do think he could have a solid chance at it. But the bad thing for everyone in this group is that if you don't qualify inside the top 5, you'll start on the outside lane for the Birthday Bash, and that's not really you want to be here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. His number 88 at Duncan Wood, and he's had a slow start, but I think in both JBL Cup and Krispy Kreme National, I think he's starting to get a hang of things, and I think he could have a very strong summer here on the channel. There's Brad Ream, number 20, of course one of the admins in the Discord server and on the channel, but he is a former Birthday Bash winner from a couple of years ago, and he's back on number 20. Number 67, development driver to Matthew Hubert, Kasumi Takashi, and number 67. Of course, competed in, I believe, Arca East and Main Arca last fall. He's number 18 of Ryan Little, owner of RSS and Jokers Racing, and Krispy Kreme and JBL Cup Series respectively. Number 26 of Aaron Abel, he's had a solid and consistent year so far. The number 12 of Nick Lopez, trying to find any kind of momentum, might be starting to be on the right track with getting his first top 10 on the season in the National Series at Norfolksboro, and that crazy one. Here is Nathan Buchanan and the number 7 development driver to Caleb Rose. This was going to be Caleb, but I'm going to have him in the booth with me here tomorrow for the Birthday Bash, so we changed it to his development driver of Nathan Buchanan. Number 29, that would be Howie Anderson Jr., one of the newer drivers, but has competed in the National Series this year. The number 2 of Eli Bray and that beautiful Miller Lite Harley Davidson Flame machine. Of course, almost won at Rockingham, probably could have won, but decided to questionably pit on the last lap when he was running inside the top 5. So I don't know what to say about it. Sometimes the 48, that is Joseph Dam, alter ego to Jordan Edwards, and making his first start here tomorrow. Number 24, Chris Martins, new driver on the channel, but good opportunity in the 24. The 22, that is Joshua Neely. Number 5 is BB Ruiz. Number 10 of Campbell Marsh. The number 9 is one of the 2 drivers that have 13 wins on the channel, and 3-time champion of Juan Garcia. Number 31 of Bronson Minnick. And I believe that is everybody. So right now, the number 18 of Wyandotte is currently on top of the board with a 49.271. That is faster than what we saw in group number 1. Second is the number 36 of Local Dawn. Third is the 8 of Duncan Ward. Fourth is the 44 of Philip Torres. And then fifth right now, barely, is number 22 of Joshua Neely. Ruiz is just outside of the top 5. Same with the 48 of Joseph Dam. Kasumi Takashi is outside in 8th. 7 of Nathan Buchanan is outside. And right out of the top 10 is the 24 of Chris Martins. And right now is not looking too good for Ben Watson. He's 11th, so not too bad. Juan Garcia is 12th. Campbell Motion 13th. And then 14th is Jordan Stallion. And 15th is Bradley Weem. And unfortunately, Eli Bright, he might have a flame paint scheme. That car is not that fast at the moment, as he is slowest in group number 2. And honestly, it might be just those 5. It might be a similar scenario where the top 5 brought down times early on, and then that's it. Sam Deal did sneak his way in late, though, in group number 1, so we'll see if anyone can do that here in group number 2. But it's gonna be interesting because this track is very chaotic, and this is one of the best versions of Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a reason. The racing's really good, they crash, and sometimes they crash big. So, we'll see what ends up happening. Last year, that's exactly what happened in this race. And we'll see what ends up happening here tomorrow. Well, it's a busy weekend here on the channel. Got the birthday bash and the National Series tomorrow. And then got the Autism Awareness 500 on Saturday. And I believe the Cup race on Sunday. So, busy weekend here. 4 races in 2, maybe 3 days. Don't quite remember. But it's going to be a busy weekend. And it's going to be a busy month, basically, from here on out. For the month of May, especially. There's Eli Bright in that beautiful paint scheme. But unfortunately, it is not that fast. He did pick up a little bit, but he is still in 20th, and unfortunately, Daniel Camel is in last, and he will start for a second tomorrow in the birthday bash. About a minute left here in group number 2, and we'll see if anyone comes out on pit road that can maybe sneak their way in. Maybe Takashi. Maybe Campbell Marsh could sneak in. I'm liking Campbell Marsh because he's in a 4-car pat now, and these guys might catch up with Eli Bright as well, so maybe might have to watch out for Campbell Marsh here. He's only gonna have maybe a lap or 2 to really get most of it, as we are almost done with this session. But it is still the top 5. And we got Pontiac, Ford, Dodge. No Chevrolets in the top 5 in group number 2 as of now. And Wyandotte, he's had a very good season as a owner this year in both series. Not really gotten a win yet. Of course, won as a owner in the Clash in February. But he wants to win as a driver. And this could be a good chance here in the birthday bash. He's gonna, looks like, a guaranteed top 10 starting spot here tomorrow in the birthday bash. And looks like the 10 is not going to be inside the top 5 for the birthday bash, and he will not make it into the Fast 10 shootout. And I think it's going to wrap up here very shortly for group number 2. And Wyatt Little is going to move on to the Fast 10 shootout. One more reset, 30 more seconds. We'll see if that really matters for anyone here. Maybe for the 10. Well, that 10 has to drive with the 36. This could be tight. Coming to the line. And never mind, it is not tight for the number 10 and didn't even improve on his time. So, I think that is going to do it. And I do think it will be Wyatt Little being fastest in group number 2. And that is it for the group sessions. And Wyatt Little, Vogel Dorn, Duncan Wood, Philip Torres, and Joshua Neely will all make it into the Fast 10. And then BB Ruiz will start in 12th, Joseph Dam in 14th, Kasumi Takashi in 16th, Nathan Buchanan in 18th, Chris Martins in 18th, or in 20th I should say. Ben Watson in 22nd, Juan Garcia 24th, Kevin Marsh 26th, Jordan Stout 28th, Bradley Weeman 30th, Bonsomick 32nd, Howie Anderson Jr. in 34th, Nick Lopez in 38th, or 36th, and Abel in 38th, and then Eli Bright in 40th, and Dale Campbell will start in 42nd for the birthday bash tomorrow. And there you have it. Those are the 10 drivers that will make it into the Fast 10 shootout. And the first 2 cars that will go out will be the cars that were 5th in each group. And the last 2 cars will be the cars that were 1st in each group. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Fast 10 shootout for the 2025 Birthday Bash. And here we go. Welcome to the Fast 10 shootout for the 2025 Birthday Bash. And first out is 5th fastest in group number 1 of Ryan Delwani. On the side of the screen will be all the times and the order that they will go out. First will be the 5th place drivers from 1 and then group 2. Then 4th place drivers, 3rd place, 2nd place, and then fastest 2 drivers in group 1 and group 2 will go out last here. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. I have. I like doing these. That's why I've done a similar format 2 years in a row for the Daytona 500, and who knows, maybe we might use it next year for the J-World Cup Series and of course Bitcoin National Series. But 1 lap. And this is going to be very interesting because Eagle reigns with the range. And we'll see a 192 entering turn number 1 for Ryan Delwani. And it's going to be interesting what each turn does. 175 in turn 2. 192 entering turn 1, and then 175 entering turn 2. 190. 194 down the back stretch for a moment. Down to 168, 169 in turn 3. Up to 178, 179. 3 and 4 speed the faster end. And this lap time for Ryan Delwani is going to be the benchmark to see of what we will see. And it will be a 50.270 for Ryan Delwani. Next up to qualify is the 5th fastest from group number 1, or group number 2 I should say, is Vogel Dorn in the number 36. And let's see what he can do to top Ryan Delwani. I do think that honestly, because it's single color qualifying now, not the groups, is that I think we might be roughly a second slower than what these guys were doing in the group qualifying sessions. And that's going to be something that we might have to keep an eye out for. And we might have to see if how close these times end up being, with it being a equal range instead of course, the weekly range in all the series on the channel. But Local Dawn's had a very solid season in the JRL Cup Series up to this point, and looking to carry that over here into the birthday bash. So, about to start his lap, second call out, and it's going to be a 192 again entering turn 1. Very similar to what we saw with Juan Duwani. 176 though entering turn number 2. Duwani went 175, so that might be a little bit better of a second half of the lap here. Duwani went 194 entering turn 3. And it's going to be 193. So a little bit slower, 165 in turn 3. And 176 in turn 4. I don't think it's going to be faster. I think it's going to be a little bit slower than my Duwani here. And I think Duwani is going to keep it after the 36. And yes, he is. That's going to be a 50.347 for Local Dawn. So about a 10th off for Local Dawn. And next up will be Nicholas Samadillo. Here we go. Next up we have Mr. Edge, Nicholas Samadillo, multi-time ARCA race winner. Does not have a cup win yet here this season. Trying to get his first JBL Cup Series win this weekend at Talladega, but he's trying to get a birthday bash win here tomorrow, and that'll be pretty big because of course it's Samadillo. And we'll see what he can do in this famous number 8 that he has made famous for in the NR side of things. So far, we have seen a Ford and a Pontiac, and this is the first Chevy that is in the Fast 10 shootout. Juan Duwani still has a 50.270 and is still on top of the board. But he's only had to beat one car, now he has to beat Samadillo. He's going to start his lap. 187 across the line, and it's going to be 191 entering turn number 1. That is the slowest that we've seen entering turn 1. 167 entering turn 1, 175 in turn 2. Down to 167. This is not looking good for Samadillo at least in the first half. He still has the second half to push it, but yeah, it's not even looking that good down here. 193. Entering turn 3, down to 167, and I think Samadillo is going to be third fastest in this 8 machine. Down to 165, and yeah, not a great lap from Samadillo right there. He's going to have a guaranteed top 10 starting spot, but it looks like that's going to be third fastest for him, and it will be 50.581 for Samadillo. And up next will be Philip Torres in the number 44. Next up to qualify is the number 44 of Philip Torres, a driver in the Krispy Kreme National Series this season. It's had an alright start to the season, not the best, but aside from what he can do here in this number 44 Pan Enterprises Dodge for the birthday bash. And we'll see if the twin keeps on continuing, because so far we've had 3 drives and we keep on getting slower. Duwani is the fastest one and he went out first. Duwani's second, he went out second, and Samadillo went out third and he's coming third. So right now it's not looking that good for everyone else, but we'll see what ends up happening. Philip Torres in the number 44. It's going to come off of turn number 4. And he's going to start his lap. And it's going to be 187 at the line. And 191 during turn number 1. Similar to Samadillo, unfortunately. But 177 into turn 2. That is better than Samadillo. That might be one of the better ones that we've seen. 177 in turn 2. Down the back stretch for Philip Torres. And it's gonna be 191, so not really a lot of speed, down to 165. Into the short chute and down to 177. I think this might be third. I think Philip Torres might be a little bit faster, but it's gonna be really close between Sam Dio and Torres. At the line, it will be a 50.554. It was close, but Torres is gonna be in third, and Sam Dio will now be in fourth place. Next up will be the fifth car in qualifying of Ronald Cunnington. Next up in qualifying is the fifth car in single car qualifying. After this, we will be halfway through, and is still wandering on the pole right now for the birthday bash, but is a fellow forward of Ronald Cunnington, and he has had a little bit of a slump in the last few races in the JBL Cup Series, but he had 2 owner wins already in 7 races in the Krispy Kreme National Series, so it's been a very good year for Ronald Cunnington to really say. Won the local championship and fast all year, even when he's had some problems late in the Cup Series. And now he's in the Fast 10 shootout for the birthday bash from 192 entering turn number 1. That is the first time we've seen that since Juan Duani in 169, 177 entering turn number 2. This, I think, could be very close for Juan Duani here. Once again, another Ford, and Ford might have speed here today in the birthday bash qualifying. 193, 194 entering turn number 3, down to 164. Had to slow down a little bit more. And then entering turn number 3, off of turn 3, entering turn 4, 177. This is going to be close. I think it's going to be a top 2 spot for Ronald Cunnington right now. And it's going to be a 50.129. It is straight to the top of the board for Ronald Cunnington. And he is on provisional pole. Ford is fast, and we got another one. Next up, the 88 of Duncan Wood. Well, after that lap time that Ronald Cunnington just put up at 50.129, we have another Ford, and they seem to be fast here in qualifying. And it is Duncan Wood in the number 88. And we'll see what he can do. Like I said in his group, I think he could have a very good summer. I think he's starting to get to a good point in the lanes, that he's starting to get more consistent and one more up towards the front in both Cup and National. And we'll see what he can do. Of course, his teammate Logan Dorn is currently 3rd out of 5, at least in the Cup Series, his teammate. But we'll see what Duncan Moore can do. Ford has shown speed, and this is our 3rd Ford. There's 5 of them, I believe, that made it into the Fast 10. And unfortunately, that's not going to be a lot of speed from Duncan Wood. Only 190 entering turn number 1. And 175 entering turn 2. So this is not looking too good for Duncan Wood at the moment in the number 88 UPS Ford. And we'll see about the second half, but it's not looking too good for this 88, 191, 192 entering turn number 3. I think it might be 5th or 6th for Duncan Wood, unfortunately. And only 174. This might be the slowest. This might be the slowest for Duncan Wood. So tough wait for this 88 machine. And at the line, it's going to be a 50.703. And yeah, that is going to be the slowest. And he's going to be 6th fastest at the moment. And up next is another Ford, Jack Haas. And the 7th car out onto the racetrack is going to be the number 77 of Jack Haas. And we'll see what he can do. He's had a very competitive season as a owner in the JBL Cup Series, and Krispy Kreme National Series has had a better season in Cup than National. Won the Daytona 500 as a owner in the booth for that one. So We'll see what he can do here in qualifying. It's been all over the place up to this point. We got a 50.1 at the top, and then we got a 50.7 at the bottom. So we'll see what ends up happening. I will just quickly say I messed up the order on my sheets here. So next up will be Joshua Neely, even though he was not really should have been in the lineup, but it's alright. Anyway, Jack Haas in the number 77. Gonna kick off his lap, and he's gonna do a 191, briefly 192. And gonna go down to 167 a couple of times. 176 into turn 2. This looks like it could be about 3rd to 4th at the moment for Jack Haas, about in the middle of the road. 190, 191, 192 into turn 3. 168 consistently. And then 179 though into turn 4. That was a great turn 3 and turn 4. So he might have made up some time. It's going to be interesting what ends up happening here. But for Jack Haas, it's going to be a 50.539. And I think that great 1 and 3 and 4 helped him a little bit, as he will be in the 4th spot. So right in the middle for Jack Haas. And next up, it will finally be Joshua Neely in the number 22. Sorry about that. But 3 cars remain. And next up is Joshua Neely. The 8th driver to go out for single car qualifying is the number 22 of Joshua Neely. Like I said, he should have been out way sooner. He was 5th fastest in Group 2, so he should have been 2nd one out, but I messed up. But it doesn't really matter, because it's an equal reigns special event, and he's going to see a top 10 spot regardless. But Joshua Neely and the number 22, believe he is a driver in the Red Line Oil Cup Series. So this is his first start in my side of things on the channel. And this is a Dodge, and we don't have too many of them. This is only the 2nd Dodge, and the 2nd and final Dodge that is in the Fast 10 Shootout. The first one was the number 44 Philip Torres, who's currently in 5th. So we'll see what Joshua Neely can do. 191 for a little bit in turn 1, and down to 163, 164. That was not good. 174 in turn number 2. Constantly about 170. But that is not a good first couple of corners. It seems like turn 3 and 4 is faster than 1 and 2. But that was not good. He's gaining speed, 194 into turn number 3. And staying 171. And then 180 into turn number 4. So I think my theory is right. Turn 3 and 4 is a lot faster than 1 and 2. And it's going to be interesting for Joshua Neely. It's going to be a 50.262. Oh wow, that's faster than what I thought. He gained a lot in 3 and 4. And that's going to place him in 2nd at the moment for Joshua Neely. Great one there. And now it's time for the 2 cars that were fastest in Group 1 and Group 2, Carson Miller and then Ryan Little. Next up in the number 32 is the fastest driver in Group number 1. And it is the final Ford here in single car qualifying for round 2. And it's Carson Miller and the number 32. And he's had a very strong season in the Krispy Kreme National Series, and especially in the Red Line Oil Cup Series. He's been bad fast over there, and we'll see what he can do here. Right now, if he wants to be on the front row at least, he wants to be a 50.262 from Joshua Neely. But honestly, I think you just want to be on the inside lane, because that is the place you want to be besides turn 4. Can sometimes get a 1 on the outside. But the final Ford of the day, and then we got one more Pontiac. But here we go. Carson Miller is going to be a 187 at the line, as most people up to this point. 192 entering turn number 1, and stays up at 170 and above. 178 entering turn number 1, turn number 2. This could be really fast for Carson Miller. He might be one of the fastest cars here today. Down the backstretch for Carson Miller. 190, 192, 194. And Carson Miller get a decent 3 and 4. He's gonna go down to 164 in turn 3 and 177 in turn 4. So it was the opposite for Carson Miller to what we just saw from Joshua Neely. Kennington still has the top spot. I think it's gonna be close for Carson Miller. It will be a 50.161. Oh, so close for Carson Miller. Kennington is still having the pole, and right now Carson Miller is going to be in second. What a lap from Carson Miller. And next up is the final car of the day, fastest is group number 2, Ryan Little. And here we go. The final driver of the day, the final qualifying one of the day, and it is Ryan Little in the number 18 Joe Gibbs Racing Pontiac. And we'll see if he has anything for the front row. As of now, it is Ron Kennington with a 50.129 on the pole for the birthday bash. And Carson Miller is in second with a 50.161. Those two coming out the front row, and then Joshua Neely is in third, 50.262. And we'll see what Ryan Little can do. If he wants the pole, he's going to have to be a 129. If he wants second, he's going to have to be a 161. Final one of the day, and Carson Miller is going to go 187 once again across the line. And only 191. We've seen 192 in 2021 before, and only a 191. 175, maybe 176 for a brief second in turn number 2. I don't think as of now this is a front row 1 from Ryan Little. 194 though briefly entering turn 3. But all the way down to 161, yeah. He has the speed, but he does not have the turning radius and the turn speed. 175 down to 164, so I think it's going to be Kennington and Carson Miller on the front row for the birthday bash here tomorrow. And at the line, it's going to be a 50.537. Not too bad. That's going to be 6th place starting position for Ryan Little. But it is going to be Ronald Kennington and Carson Miller on the front row for the 30 lap birthday bash tomorrow. Let's wrap this up and let's see of who will win tomorrow. And there you have it. There is qualifying for the 2025 birthday bash. I wanted to do something a little bit different since this is a track. The track position could matter, but it also might not, because we saw last year and it clearly didn't. So we'll see what ends up happening. Ronald Kennington is on the pole, and that will count towards the all-time wins and pole list on the channel. Carson Miller is going to be in second, Joshua Neely in third, Ryan Dwyer in fourth, Local Dwan in fifth, Ryan Little in sixth, Jack Cost in seventh, Philip Torres in eighth, Nicholas Samadillo in ninth, and Duncan Wood will round out the top 10 for the birthday bash here tomorrow. And then the rest of the starting lineup will be on the screen as well. We got some big names starting deeper in the field than expected, right? Chris Jericho in 17th, Ian Miller 19th, Benny Watson 22nd, Juan Garcia 24th, Dylan Matthews, last year's winner of the birthday bash in 25th, Wachowski 27th, Stout 28th, Ream 30th, Crampton 31st, Minute 32nd, and then some of these guys really bad in the back, like Eli Bright, Derek Hamill, Eric Margo, Ann Abel, Nick Lopez, Angel Gutierrez. They really have a lot of work to do, but we saw it last year. Dylan Matthews started 26th and won the whole thing, so It could be wild, or it could be a fairly tame race. We don't really know. 30 laps, pit stops will be right past halfway on lap 16 to lap 18. So we'll see if what ends up happening in the 2025 birthday bash. 2002 car set, the year I was born, and it would be 30 laps in about 24 hours here for the 2025 birthday bash. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see if we do this next year. This was kind of a trial one, but until tomorrow for the 2025 birthday bash here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'm NR2003, aka Nathan Stapleton, and I will see you guys right here at the Brickyard tomorrow for the 2025 birthday bash. Bye!